Hello, Kindred, and welcome back to Manapot Studios' EU Happy Hour. Woo. I am your host and storyteller for this evening, Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm very excited to be back here with the second episode of our Vampire the Masquerade flight, set in sunny Nice on the Côte d'Azur. Tonight, I am drinking a special wine called Feta Weisse. You can't see it because that's cool. The bottle's green. Feta Weisse is a drink I've just learned of this year. It's a young wine, a new wine, much like some of the wines we'll be tasting tonight on our pub crawl, perhaps. And it's made from like the leftovers of this year's grape harvest. So they make it super quick and then they bottle it really fast and shabbily, honestly. Like there's barely any. They don't even tell you what the alcohol percent is. They tell you what it might be. And then you have to like drink it within like a few days of buying it because it's just not meant to last.
That is hilarious.
That's Feta Weisse for ya.
Yeah, it's actually, it tastes like a fun grapefruit juice soda.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh, it
Fun
is.
grapefruit juice, you know.
Before we go any further into our game tonight, let's meet our kindred, starting up top with the Chindividual.
Hello there, and good time zone. I'm the Chindividual, also known as Marcus, and today I will play Maxime Toussaint, the Tremere of this coterie, once again. Looking forward to the pub crawl, and in real life, I am bringing tonight a red wine, and the name of the wine actually translates to the Devil's Locker. So that's one you can look up, because actually there's a fascinating backstory for that wine. It's actually called in Spanish, and if there's any people who speak Spanish listening here, apologies for the pronunciation. It's Casillero del Diablo.
I like that wine.
It's a very nice wine, and I thought anything involving the devil is very fitting for a game of vampire. So yeah, let's see where this goes today.
Following clockwise over to Inez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Inez. I use pronouns she, her, and tonight I will be playing Megara Monet, who is our resident gangrel. Very buff woman, very, very sexy, very cool. Today I'm drinking iced tea. I don't have anything alcoholic on me, so I'm drinking just some iced tea. I'm having a little bit of a sober night tonight, and yeah, I hope everyone out there is having a good drink. By the way, the pronunciation was really good on that wine. That was a good pronunciation.
Thank you.
Then we continue trickling on down to Der Weltenweber.
That's me. Hey everyone, I'm the Weaver of Worlds, der Weltenweber. Tonight I will be drinking some, I don't know if you can see it, some meat with Japanese sakura blossom in it.
Ooh.
Pretty sweet. And this evening I will be playing Rainier Betrug, the ministry member of this wonderful town of yours.
Mead with Japanese cherry blossom. What is that called? Where did you get that? I want to try that.
I got it from Medwabe. I can send you the link.
Please do. And of course, last but not least, La Leon.
Hello, I'm Anya, she, her. I am, oh God, what am I doing? I am playing Adelaide Villeneuve, fashionista toreador. And I told everyone that they can make fun of my pronunciation because I looked at this thing and I went, this is going to sound French when I say it, but it's German. Grevensteiner. It's a wheat beer, but I can't.
Grebensteiner?
I can only do it in either very American or very French.
So like gravestone?
So Grevensteiner or Gravensteiner. I don't know.
That one's quite close, actually.
Okay, cool. But in any case, I'm drinking it out of a Union Jack mug because this is what my Airbnb has.
Love it. Love it.
I found it very amusing. And I come to you wearing most of my Howl Pendragon cosplay because I was just at a convention. So everything but the wig.
Will we be able to see photos of your cosplay on your Twitter?
Oh, yeah, of course. I have photos already posted on Twitter and Instagram of this cosplay. Green screen is hiding it, but this is my jacket. It took me 56 hours to make, and I adore it.
It's amazing. It looks so good.
Go ahead and give Anya a follow at her handle above her head. We all have our handles above our head, so if you enjoy the show this evening and enjoy our particular vibes, follow us on socials and stay tuned through the rest of the stream tonight where we'll be able to plug our various goings-ons later at the end of the game. So, we are doing EU Happy Hour, which means there are drinking games associated with Vampire the Masquerade. We will all drink whenever a messy critical or a bestial failure happens. That has yet to happen. We've had a few teases from Roll20. But no, the beast has not yet come out to play, as it were. We last week we met the 4 kindred who manage the city of Nice for their prince: Maxime, Megara, Rainier, Adelaide. And they were met with a surprise. A new harpy, a figure of prominence and power in the Camarilla hierarchy, has been installed. Roz, I don't know, she was kind of American, I feel like.
But the name Roz, that's the name of one of my Jewish neighbors.
Well, she could be Jewish American, maybe.
There you go.
And she has asked the 4 of you to take her out on the town, dragging along one of the newest vampires in Nice, a young woman named Madeleine. So, what car are we taking?
Come on. The limo.
Let's step out of the yacht. Let me change some of these. Saying hi to some people in chat.
Hi, chat. You guys look cute tonight.
Thank you for joining us today, everyone.
Hey there.
We very much appreciate you being here on this Saturday night, and we all hope you've got something in your cup to warm up with. Here we go. Striding down the gangway from a mega yacht in the port of Nice, we see several figures leaving a very much hopping party. Maxime will be last because he had a little encounter with the prince.
Mm-hmm.
But who do we see coming down first?
Probably me.
Okay, Megara.
Probably.
Because I'm probably like going ahead to get the car. So you see stepping off the boat a person in full suit and tie. And through that suit and tie, you can see that she is built, absolutely stacked, just placed like a truck. Absolutely, very, 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 very big. She is how tall did we say last time? About 7 feet tall?
No.
Yeah,
Not
No.
quite.
6?
No,
no.
I
So,
only
over
have it in
6 feet.
centimeters,
Right?
so she's around 190 centimeters. I don't know how much that is in feet because
6'3".
Did we say
Alright.
6'3"?
That's what 190 would be.
Yeah, roundish. I
Yeah,
think a bit
6'2",
taller, but not by
6'3".
much.
All right. I think we established that she would be.
In heels, Adelaide is almost your height.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, she's very tall. Let's just say that. And she has this beautiful mane of curls. She has kind of let's say sun-kissed skin. And these two eyes peering out and looking for the car that are cat-like, very cat-like. She also has like a good set of claws on her, and let's see. Yeah, I think she walks off the boat with a toothpick that she's kind of cleaning her extra sharp teeth with. And yeah, she's walking ahead, but also looking back, seeing who's following, and yeah, just kind of leading the way.
Who's next?
Well, I feel like Adelaide would be with Roz,
Okay.
being the hostess and also trying to suss her out.
All right, Adelaide.
So, Adelaide, I have this beautiful new artwork that I commissioned one of my moots to draw for me of Adelaide. So I'm looking at it as I describe it. You can see it on Twitter. But she is wearing this kind of like midnight blue ball gown, basically. She always looks perfect, super fashionable. The ball gown has a very deep plunging sweetheart neckline and a slit all the way up the leg, nearly to the waist. She is wearing stiletto heels that on cobblestone streets, you would think she would easily break her ankle on, but she has this just cat-like grace as she walks. And she has this bushy mane of curly hair that reaches down to her waist and rings on nearly all of her fingers.
That is such a cute photo.
Oh, you put it up! I just saw. Yes, this is Adelaide. Wait, that's it. I don't know which side, but yes, this is Adelaide.
Arm in arm with Adelaide is a young-looking woman with very pale pink skin. Trying to remember how I described her last time. Maybe like brown hair, in a bob.
Flapper 20s.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, that gives me the image.
Yes.
Brown hair in a bob that kind of like maybe curls up. She's wearing a silver flapper dress with like all the silver beaded fringe, like French tip nails, and just sort of laughing, and like a string of pearls that are like placed perfectly across her chest, and just laughing with you, Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
From behind is the extra guest, Madeleine, a sort of shorter, smaller woman, definitely quieter, kind of closed in on herself. She has a very tanned skin, with, I want to say like auburn curly hair. That might be completely different from what I said last week, but who's gonna correct me? Wearing more bookish clothes, maybe like just a black dress, very unobtrusive, especially here in Nice in this time of year. She's sort of shuffling behind, wondering just what the hell she's gotten herself into. And bringing up the rear of this interesting entourage, we see Rainier.
And yes, the only man in this entourage for the moment, I think. So, of course, he goes last. He's not really chubby or anything, but he could definitely stand to lose 1 or 2 pounds. Has very long red hair, which looks like he just tried to put it into a ponytail somehow, but it's just too damn frizzy and over the place, so he just doesn't bother anymore. Has a long red beard, wears very casual clothes, lumberjack shirt, somewhat ripped up jeans, also glasses, even at night, and he just has a smile like this is the most wonderful night he's ever seen. I also gotta ask, because I drank from someone who had marijuana in his system last time, am I still high?
Let's say no. That's worn off since then.
Wonderful. Then he moves a bit more steady than he did just a few hours ago.
As we walk up, we can see Megara talking to the valet, who sort of runs off to go and fetch the car. Roz comes up and she's like, what's going on? How are we traveling this evening?
We're taking my car.
Your car? You're driving us?
Yes, I'm not just security, I'm also the driver.
But, I'm sorry, you're Kindred, she says under her breath. Why do you have anyone? Or why don't you have someone driving for you?
Because I like my sense of freedom.
Interesting. Okay, well, if your car will fit us all, are we missing someone? And she sort of turns around looking.
I also am looking at the boat. I go, one more.
And at that point, we see Maxime coming out, maybe a little dazed, a little slow.
Absolutely a little dazed and slow moving, as Maxime is still recovering from this little encounter in the prince's bedroom in the on the boat. He's a slightly little bit hunched over. Maxime himself, he's neither tall, neither short. He's dressed in this black turtleneck, very black jeans and everything. Currently, he has his hands in his pockets, and he's just kind of getting a good grip on what's going on, focusing his mind again, and he's at the, what you call it, like the gangplank down from the ship, as he spots the rest of the coterie. He just would really briefly, if Megara is currently like looking where he's coming from, he would very briefly make eye contact with her to acknowledge that he's seen her, and then just quickly nod, and as quick as possible come down the gangplank and join the party.
We know that Maxime has been entranced by Prince Corentin. So for the next 2 hours, Maxime is finding it difficult to think about anyone else but the prince. We'll see.
Well, they are very attractive.
They're very attractive. They're very magnificent. They are also terrific, as in they maybe beget terror. But nonetheless, we'll see how that plays out for Maxime over the next few scenes, perhaps.
Right.
I suppose that's pretty novel. I mean, Megara, you won't be able to party with us if you're staying with the car, though.
My car is safe. Don't worry.
Wait, we could just send for a driver, or, if you like, we could take an actual limo,
Please.
she says, as your car pulls up. Like a stretch limo?
Please, my lady. My car is fine, and I would love to drive you.
My
would be my
lady. Your lady likes the sound of that.
God, you are a perfect driver.
Thank you. I
And if
open the door.
if Megara tells you that something will be safe, it will be safe. You can rely on that.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, the valet comes around and like opens the doors for everyone. Oh, here, it'll be a tight squeeze, but I'm sure we'll manage.
The passenger seat is still open. Maxime, would you like to join?
Ye- As you ask Maxime that, you see him like he's looking at everyone getting into the car, and he seems to be like staring off in the distance for a moment. Oh, sorry. What?
Would you like to join me in the passenger seat?
Well, if you're already offering, I'll take the passenger seat.
Please. I shoo the bellboy. I kind of look at. Well, I don't shoo him. I look at him and I go. And then I'm just holding the door open for everyone, waiting for everyone to get in. And then I close the door and then I open the door for Maxime on the passenger side.
When you hold out your hand for Adelaide to help her in, she absolutely like grabs on. I was like, thank you. And just gives you a wink and then goes right on in.
You hear her giggle a little bit.
Is your limo, does it have like seats facing each other?
Yes. So it has like it has the seats facing the same way as the driver, and then on the opposite end seats facing the other way.
And then the window, is it up or down?
The window is down for now because I put it down when we came here. However, when Maxime is in and Megara gets in, Megara puts the window up. As she puts up the window, she hasn't started the car yet, or I guess it was started when the
valet
came around. Yeah, the valet came around. Yeah, she puts the window up. Before she puts the window up, she turns around, looks at especially Roz, and she goes, "The bar is all yours, my lady." And she puts the window up. And then Megara looks at Maxime, starts driving to our first destination, which is where are we going first? I guess that's my...
It's your choice now, yeah.
I guess it's my choice. I guess I would know from the coterie which bars they would like, right?
So I'll tell you.
At least one here who makes it pretty known where he likes to drink, yes.
We had 2 bars in Old Nice, right around the corner from each other.
Okay.
Yeah, right around the corner, but maybe like 2 blocks from each other. Your bar and Rainier's bar. Then we had the Hotel Le Negresco, which is on the promenade. Lots of people, wonderful ocean views. Great spot to like look at the stars as well. And then we have that's Adelaide's spot. And then we have Maxime's spot, which is closer to the Côte de Nice, which is a wine bar. So yeah, I mean, but they're all within the same like mile radius.
I think
time
we'll
is
go...
it? What time is it right now?
It's after midnight.
I think after midnight. Okay, cool.
I think to start it off, we'll go to my bar first.
Okay.
I think.
We're going to Old Nice.
Yes.
You are driving, so you're the boss.
Yes, I think what I'm doing is my bar, then Rainier, then we'll go to Maxime's spot, and then to close it off, we'll go to Adelaide's spot. Because that's like the most fancy. So so we'll go to my bar first. While we're driving there, however, I look at Maxime, who's very lost in thought, I might say. I think.
Yeah, Maxime is actually, after you start driving, he's just leaning his back against the seat, and he's just staring out the window, like doing almost a thing of like looking at like the street lights passing.
What's on your mind, Maxime?
A specific thing. Many specific things. This night is so far not going as I had hoped. Too many variables changing. Too much flux.
Kanye shakes his head a little bit. You really need to learn to let go, mate.
I don't think you hear this.
Actually, yeah, because the window is up. We have like the Maxime is in the front seat, and
you guys are in the back seat.
In the back,
Yeah, exactly.
with the window up. It's
which I think is mostly, but which is on purpose, of course, so that Ross can't hear the conversation that Megara and I are having.
There you go.
All right.
Did you want to talk about it? Do I have to beat someone up?
Megara, depending on how this night goes, you might have to beat someone up. I'm just not sure yet who it will be. This coterie, we've been together for a while. As far as there's trust between us kindreds, I think there is trust in this coterie. And considering trust, I know that you don't put a lot of trust into our prince. So I can't imagine that this harpy showing up must be looking pretty interesting to you, isn't it? I saw your face at that meeting.
It is very interesting to me, Maxime. It is
The last thing this city needs at this current situation is instability, weakness. I need to figure out, we need to figure out what this Roz is worth.
Of course. That's why I'm sucking up to her.
As long as that's necessary. But don't forget, we as a coterie stick together. And I need a promise from you, Megara. If I do anything tonight that would cause this coterie to be weakened, you better beat me up. I told you, you're gonna beat someone up tonight.
Maxime. She holds out her hand.
He hesitates for a moment and then puts his hand in hers, which is probably way larger than his hand.
Probably. And then she clasps it and squeezes it a little bit too tight. and she shakes it, and she goes, "Deal."
Good. Where to first?
My place.
Oh. Delightful.
In the back seat, we've got the 4 vampires sitting here, and Roz takes a look at everyone and says, "So, tell me a little bit about yourselves, Adelaide. I mean, I've heard of your work, of course, but Rainier, was it? I'm afraid I'm not very familiar with what it is you do here in Nice."
Oh, I'm no one really. I just do the stuff you should not concern yourself with. He gives her a beaming smile.
Well, the Ivory Tower did ask me to come in here and make sure that things were running up to snuff. As the new harpy, I would be remiss in my duties not to pay attention to what it is our fellow kindred are working on.
Ah, well, if you ask so nicely, how could I resist, especially if this is an order from the Ivory Tower? Well, as you know, the ministry has a reputation. Now I know, never trust a serpent. But as it stands, the human world is shifting, and a lot of it is taking place in the unsavory parts. And nobody knows them as well as we do, so I decided to pitch in and do my part. After all, am I not being protected by the Ivory Tower right now by proxy? It's only right I give back with whatever I can do, isn't it?
How gracious of you. Yet I still don't know quite what it is you're doing to give back. Adelaide, am I wrong?
It was very non-answery of you.
Ah, well, I know people. People who, shall we say, deal with unsavory things. Drugs, hard alcohol, what have you. These people have a very delicate balance of power, and I pride myself in being part of that balance for a reasonable amount of time. Not such a long amount of time that it would endanger the Masquerade, mind you. I just think that it's prudent to have an ear on those parts of the city as well, and that's what I do.
Okay. I agree with you. I think it is prudent to have people representing our interests in all facets of life here in the city.
And Adelaide is just thinking, God, he should have been a politician.
Maybe he was.
Maybe he is.
Well, technically.
So Adelaide, how long have you been here in Nice? Roz opens up the bar. I'm guessing there's like a mini fridge. What's
Yes.
in there, Megara?
There's champagne, little brown liquid, whatever it is, some whiskey or some
Brown
whiskey or like old blood or no I don't know, Hennessy. I don't know.
Can vampires drink alcohol?
Not really.
Not
Not
really.
really.
I mean, they can technically, but
They
it
can with
doesn't
Blush of
taste
Life,
good.
right? It's fine.
Mhm.
There's also blood in there, blood bags.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
4. How she got those?
Down notes.
Don't ask. Yeah, there's 4 blood bags in there.
Here we go. She grabs out a blood bag and sort of like rubs it between her hands. Not the best, but she like pops off the thing, grabs a champagne flute, and just squeezes it in. Because it like moves out slow, almost like jam.
Yep.
She's like,
Ew.
how long has this been in here? Rainier, taste this and tell me if it's off.
Certainly, madam. He takes it, smells it, does the whole sommelier thing, sort of lets it swirl a little bit, looks at the glass, gives it a sniff, and then gently tastes it just a little bit.
It's old, but it does the trick.
Old, a bit stale, maybe. If you are looking for a refined experience, this will not be what you are looking for, but it's the hunger at least.
She throws the empty bag.
To her.
She throws the empty bag back in the fridge and looks at it. She takes a sip, she rolls down the window and just throws the glass out onto the street.
Oh my.
3 blood bags.
Oh no.
No. We'll just have to get something when we get there.
Just wait. You'll find something fresh at one of the bars that we go to, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. I can't wait to see the nightlife here.
I hate her.
It's a bit of a mixture.
Yeah, I can see that. She's looking out the window at all like the tourists walking along the promenade.
It's good that Rainier is wearing sunglasses because he's rolling his eyes right now.
I hate her. How could she?
This is actually pretty bad for the Masquerade.
Oh yeah.
I'm just imagining there's a poor tourist out there who just got blood thrown on him. It's like
Exactly. His blood splattered all over them. Must be
And
red
let's
wine,
imagine
right?
their
It's fine.
reaction let's just imagine their reaction being, "Oh no, not again."
But we finally get to Old Nice. I think most of the time coming here has been spent circling this part of the city to find a parking spot. Just because that's how it is. But Megara's got her ways. Maybe what's his name? Little mousy.
Oh, Toby?
Toby's like, there, look over there. You missed it. Come on. But eventually
Toby,
we find a spot.
She goes, Toby, I told you I do not need help finding a parking spot. It's fine.
Yeah, you need help doing everything else, though.
Are you talking to your mouse again?
Yes.
Come on, let her. I'm sure. I'm sorry, you can't hear them.
Megara, as we are walking up the cobblestone streets of Old Nice, what does your location look like?
So from the outside, it looks like an English pub. It has that like, oh, even better. Maybe it looks like a Manhattan pub, where it's like a stairway downstairs, and then there's the door, the entrance to the club. So yeah, above there you see Bulldog Pompey, and she brings you guys down the stairs into what seems to be a completely dark club.
But
that is just the hallway that you're seeing. Inside, the music it's pretty good. It's got some good beats to it, let's say that. And yeah, she asks everyone for their coats, because it's going to be very warm inside. And so she takes everyone's coat, I guess, and hangs them up on the little hooks on the wall. No, I think there's like a guarded area for your coats.
A coat check.
Yeah, a coat check person. And so she gives the coats to that person, tips them, and then goes in. Basically opens the door to a crowded dance floor. There's loud music, lights going everywhere. But she turns around and she goes, form a train. And she basically turns around and puts her hand behind her back open to whoever's following her. I don't know who is right behind her. Who is right behind
is used to this, so she absolutely reaches out and just like puts her hand in Megara's hands.
And Megara
then reaches out behind her and looks back, and whoever's behind her is just like, come on.
Maybe we should have Ross be somewhere like tucked in between the coterie.
middle?
So so we have like Megara and Adelaide, and then we have Ross in there, and then whoever wants to be behind Ross.
And we have Madeline as well.
Oh, yeah.
Madeleine, yeah.
Rainier volunteers to go last. Just lets everyone go in front of him. Gentleman that he is.
Then Maxime would be going after Roz and have Madeleine behind him, and then we have Rainier at the end of our train, as Megara put it so nicely.
Okay.
Yes, the caboose.
The caboose. The caboose.
And then
Oh,
she leads everyone through the crowd without really saying anything. She is just like above the crowd and very large, and she just kind of pushes, but also like does it gently, pushes the people out of the way to get to the bar.
And while you're getting people out of the way, like Adelaide is just gently rubbing your hand ever so slightly with her thumb.
Okay.
Adelaide.
That gives her a smile.
As we get to the bar, you see, take a quick look around. At the far end of the bar, you catch a glimpse of a familiar face. Your ex, Desiree
Ew.
Belrose. Desiree? Or Desire?
Desiree.
Okay.
Desire. That's a better name.
Desiree, what does she look
the
like?
same thing. Oh, I hadn't thought about this. Oh no, they're both dudes that are on the walls. I can't use that as a description.
Just imagine
Hang
one of the
on.
dudes a bit more feminine.
Sure, I'll do that. So she has warm, dark skin. Her hair is pulled back in dreads that are like, how you can crisscross dreads to like tie them behind your head. So they're in the back there with beads scattered throughout the dreads, and she is wearing fashionable-ish clothing, but definitely not most current fashions. And she's also a little bit older. She's in her 50s or so.
Okay, interesting. She's there with someone. She like leans in and like smooches someone, and she kind of like leans back and flips her braids out, and you catch a glimpse of this person. Rainier, you have an enemy who is an undercover social worker.
That loser.
What is their name and what do they look like?
The name is Paul. He looks, when Rainier could stand to lose a few pounds, Paul really needs to go on a diet, like ASAP. He has still a patch of hair left, but it's very evident that he's balding. Usually tries to dress a bit more casual because he is a social worker and people don't tend to trust people in suits. He actually manages to pull that off. Despite the unflattering description, he doesn't really look bad because he takes very good care of himself. But the thing most people remember about him is the fat guy.
Oh.
Damn.
Unfortunately, that is a reality, especially in the world of darkness. But him and Desiree seem to be having a good time. They make a interesting looking pair, I think. He's definitely pale. And they maybe both look a little like out of place here. A little, maybe. Thinking about Desiree's age, in fact that he's a little younger than her, maybe. But they seem to be enjoying themselves. And Rainier, when you get to the bar, you also manage to spot Paul.
Rainier just grins and shakes his head, mumbles to himself, Paul, good for you.
Okay,
Meanwhile, Adelaide is just a little bit frozen, and it's not a look that you all see in the coterie. You don't see this often, but she kind of curls in on herself ever so slightly and tries to hide behind Megara's bulk. Just make sure that she can't be seen.
I'm still holding her hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just squeeze it.
And she squeezes back hard.
And then I think she turns around to Adelaide. Towering. Well, no, you're in heel still.
Yeah, we're about eye to eye.
Exactly. And she just goes, what?
Just not someone I was expecting to see here.
Oh.
She kind of gestures with her head behind you and just, it's nothing, just don't make it a thing.
She says so. And she turns around. She, in the process of Meg turning to the bar person, she shoots a look at Desiree with a burning in her eyes. She looks very bitchy. And then she turns to the bar person and orders drinks. I think she orders shots, I think.
Lots of
Vodka? Tequila?
I mean, all stuff that vampires will have to throw up in an hour at the bare.
True.
At the most.
However, there's humans here, so we have
That's
to act.
true.
We have to act like, you know.
I think Roz would be like, no, something to sip, please.
All right.
Rainier actually grins again. He has one of his sleeves pulled up, so you can see one of his tattoos, which is a big black X on the other side of his arm. Not for me, you know, straight edge and all that.
Yeah.
She is not. And then she turns to Roz and she goes, "What would you like, my lady?"
Champagne.
Champagne for everyone. I turn to the bar person. Should I describe the bar person? I think they know me because this is my place.
You don't need to describe them. They sort of nod and they're like,
Okay.
And in their head they're thinking, a weird buff woman's back and she's got a group of people and they're probably all gonna leave like almost full drinks on the bar again tonight.
No wonder why, you know.
They're just like, whatever.
Love
she tips
that.
really well, so
Yeah, she does tip really well.
so they grab like a cheaper maybe brand of champagne. Okay.
No.
They put it
Megara
down.
asks for the good stuff.
They sigh inwardly, but their customer service face is on.
Of course.
And they pour it and they pass it out.
Yeah, I mean, Megara is really trying to show off that she is just like, she can pay for anything, she can do anything, she's a very capable person. To Roz for sure. And so she deals out the glasses, and then she holds it up to everyone, and she goes, "To a great night."
Megara, go ahead and roll etiquette and charisma.
Please, why would you do that to me? I have nothing of that.
At least
Nothing of
it
the
wasn't
sort.
performance.
Oh, thank God. No, you're right. Etiquette and charisma, you said?
Mm-hmm.
God.
One success?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one success.
Oh, one
Okay.
success.
Yep.
That's
Almost a bestial failure.
No, two, right? Because it's a crit? Question mark?
You need to have 2 10s for it to be
yeah.
crit.
Exactly.
Well, but I think like a crit counts as 2. Okay. No, it's fine. It's
One
fine.
No.
success.
If you would have 2 10s, then that would be a total of 4 successes. But if you only have 1 10, it doesn't count as 2 successes in V5.
Interesting.
In older
Maybe,
editions, in older editions, it was when you rolled a 10 that was 2 successes. But
Got it.
Only if you have a specialty that covers what you do. But yeah.
I see. All right.
But 1 is enough for everyone to be like, okay, whatever.
Cheers.
On first
Cheers.
glance, Roz does not seem like super impressed. It's very crowded. But you know what? She's like, I'm gonna do a lap, and like begins walking around, like looking.
The music
Where-
is good. It's like 80s, 90s bops. Let's say that.
Okay.
we're just. I get knocked down, and I get up
Right,
again.
Get down.
You just know there's a stag do in here somewhere. That
Yep.
someone is doing a stag do in here.
Yep.
Oh, and they're
And Ranier
absolutely
will look for
screaming
them.
along with the music.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So Ranier leans over to Megara. So Meg, how long are you planning on staying here?
We'll stay here about half an hour maybe, and then we'll go to the next one.
Right, then excuse me. And he gets up and into the crowd.
Where is Madeline? Is she just hanging close
Right.
to us? Is
Yes. So Maxime, she's actually like hanging out near you most of the time. And every so often you like look around, you're like, wait, where did she go? And then like your eyes lock on her. Very much just sort of like fading into the foreground, as it were.
yeah. As if just to be clear, I would keep my sense the unseen up. It doesn't cost me anything. So especially with Madeline around, how I only noticed her probably due to my sense the unseen. Just for safety reasons, I'm gonna keep that up just to make sure that I have a way of hopefully keeping an eye on her. And if she's still close, I would kind of, while Rainier goes off to do his Rainier things, I would lean into Madeline and go, so, for how long have you been a part of us?
Well, I've been in Nice, where the music's kind of loud. I've been in Nice for a couple weeks, but maybe if I get your question right, she have an accent? She could have a little bit of an accent. Well, if I get your question right, I think I've been a part of us for 2 years.
2 years. And where is your sire exactly?
Roll persuasion and manipulation.
Huh.
Persuasion. I actually have a dot in that. And manipulation. Let's go.
Let's go indeed.
That is 2 successes. One of them on the hunger die, but that shouldn't matter. It's 2 successes.
Yeah, as long as it's not 10s. See if I got something. Club Seamus. It's not exactly the vibes, but it'll go for now.
I'm sorry, I just saw the meme in the group chat.
It was very good. It was very good. Fuck.
She my sire lives in Cairns, not far. I myself, I was on the Côte for university, from Lyon, and well, the rest is history, as they say.
All right. You might want to pay attention tonight. I think whatever's going to happen might be a bit of a master class for existing with us.
Well, I am certainly learning a lot. Let's see. Rainier, what are you off to?
Rainier will mingle with the crowd a little bit, but he will keep an eye on Paul, actually, trying to blend in with the crowd so he doesn't see him, but he is potentially a danger, so Rainier would rather be safe than sorry.
You're trying for him not to notice you.
Exactly.
Okay, Rainier, I'm gonna need you to roll, I'm gonna say dexterity and stealth, or subterfuge would be better here.
Yeah, dexterity subterfuge.
And while you're doing that, I redeemed a posture check, everyone.
Why would you do that?
Because I realized I was doing this.
All right.
I think I manage.
Oh, that's not bad.
4
Wow.
successes. Very nice.
Dang.
Yeah,
Very nice.
you are definitely not being noticed by him. But I'm gonna ask Adelaide, are you trying not to be noticed by Desiree?
I am absolutely hiding behind Meg.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to also roll dexterity and subterfuge.
Can I assist in
Okay.
that? Because I'm trying to help her by
Um,
constantly getting in the way of Desiree's view.
how many points do you have in stamina?
Let me see. In stamina, 3.
Okay. Adelaide, take 3 extra dice in your pool.
Okay.
Nice.
I will take that. I will go for my giant die.
Ooh.
And then these 2.
Ooh, that's really loud.
That's a lot. Let's see. So a 10 and a 7 on the blood dice because I do have the 2 hunger again.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's at least 2 successes.
Yeah. And then another 6 and another 6. So, oh no, wait, that's a 9, not a 6.
4 successes.
So I have 4 successes and 1.
Okay, no worries. 4 successes. You definitely. There's one point where Desiree's like looking around, and you are dancing with Meg and sort of like turn her at just the right point. But yes, both Adelaide and Rainier are able to not be spotted by these people. However,
Yeah, as I see her about to turn, I absolutely am like, oh shit, my skirt. And I like pull it around so that it's not seen. Because big skirt.
However, you do see Roz at one point, like the lights are flashing, and she's dancing with a goateed man with sort of like a tanned, rosy cheeks, Definitely a little drunk, like curly wavy hair, and she's dancing with him and like pulling him closer. And you can maybe see that she's like pulling him into a corner, a darker corner.
Okay.
All right.
I mean,
Good for her.
she wants to get drunk on blood. Why not?
It
I
does.
guess so.
It's a free world.
I all of a sudden thought about Toby and how he's in a very noisy nightclub with his tiny little mouse ears.
Toby is also kind of undead.
You're right. You're right about that. But I think he's like hiding under my coat, like in the shoulder, so that his ears get pushed down, so that it's not as loud.
Okay.
So he's hiding under there. I all of a sudden thought about that. I was like, oh god, tiny mouse, big club.
He's also getting spun around because we're dancing together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to do in Le Bulldog Pub Pompeii?
If there's a chance at some point, if maybe Madeleine for a moment wants to like also go around by herself, what I'm basically looking for is a chance if there's just the members of the coterie that hang out close to each other while Ross is still gone, and if possible, if Madeleine isn't around.
She's clinging
Because-
to you pretty.
She's clinging.
Yeah.
All right. She has to go. No, I'm joking. She's.
I bet Rainier could take her off your back for a bit.
I keep the Rainier card in mind. But actually, because what Maxime is actually looking for, he's looking for a moment where it's just the coterie members, because he quickly want to check in what's going to be the approach for the rest of the night. And Madeleine is not getting rid of us.
She's not part of the Cool Kids Club.
Yeah. If she's still clinging...
I mean, you could give Megara a look at any moment
Mm-hmm.
and have her like shoo Madeleine away.
I also have persuasion specifically with body language. If that
You are
means
right about that.
anything.
Yeah, that is actually your tea.
It is my
it's a-
specialty.
If it's okay, then I would at a certain point, I would like shoot Megara, who is dancing with Adelaide, like shoot a look and just like shoot her a look and then quickly nod my head over towards Madeleine. Heavy with implication and hoping that Megara understands that.
Uh-huh. And so I lean in close to Adelaide and I go, my dear, could you take care of that one?
On it. So I saunter over. I'm not sure exactly what I should do here, but I saunter over to Madeleine and I say, do you see that man over there? You look a little parched. I think you could use some company.
I mean, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay.
This feels like
Does Rainier already... is Rainier already in earshot of this?
sure. Maybe you've made your way back to Maxime and Madeleine.
Yeah, I mean, I know my guys. We should talk, actually. Maybe Rainier just tries to give his approving nod, helping her by that. You know, like, yeah, you do look patched, dear. Come on, we're not going anywhere.
Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion and manipulation.
Manipulation. Oh, and we got 5 experience points
Mm-hmm.
after the end of the last one. So I bumped up my manipulation from 3 to 4
Oh,
Nice.
because I can.
Okay.
So hang on. That's 4 and then 2 persuasion. I will continue to do my chunky die.
Let's go.
9, 7, 8, 10, and a 1. And a 1 that didn't succeed. So 4 successes.
Wow.
1 failure.
Nice.
If you say so, I mean, I'm not... Okay.
Be careful. You've been with us for 2 years, I think I heard. You should know how to clean yourself up a little bit, right?
This is not how I normally do things, but well, she looks
Take
at
him to a back alley. Do what you will.
She looks very uncomfortable as you. She looks at Maxime. I suppose this is a learning lesson.
It certainly
Exactement,
is.
cher.
Okay. I'm gonna
We'll be here.
make some rolls.
Okay.
Always great when the game master says, I'm gonna make some rolls.
Only topped by if the game master does this after rolling.
You guys didn't say that Masquerade does clean up, right? Damn. Eggs. Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Okay. She goes over there, starts talking to an older gentleman. Seems happy that someone's talking to him, and the 4 of you have the space of the loud club.
Vanier just grins at Maxime. Seems you have a paramour, my dear.
Certainly cute.
I remember my days when I was just a young fledgling. But I fear that Madeleine is tonight our least concern. We're having the babysitter of the prince with us
Yes.
for the rest of the night. It's the
Mhm.
4 of us against one thorn in our city's side.
And the mysterious dead weight. She points, she
dangerous.
gestures over to Madeline as well because we're stuck with her.
Ranier actually is very serious for a moment. This is one of the few occasions you don't see him grin from ear to ear. That woman, Ross, I mean, is dangerous.
Absolutely.
Is she dangerous, or is she also a chance for us?
Chance how?
All these things are not mutually exclusive, friend, but they wouldn't send someone so picky for such a delicate operation. No. That woman is acting, and she's rather good at it.
Well, when you say that, you are speaking my language, Maxime.
I do not like the idea that we have some external guardian sent to our city. And I do not like the idea to have our prince or any of us under her gaze. I know not all of us here like our prince. But
Speak for
if we keep Ross here in the city, no matter who is on the throne, will be under the thumb of some other domain. I think we can all agree we do not want that.
Definitely not.
So what do you propose,
Absolutely.
Maxime?
The evil you know and all that.
Quite exactly, Rainier.
I mean, you know me.
I want this night to end for all of us with benefits. We all want to gain something here. We, as a coterie. The prince having a babysitter is a sign of weakness. But he's the devil we know.
They absolutely no friend.
He's the devil we can deal with.
They them.
We did. Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Exactly.
They.
It was completely in character that Ryan
Sorry.
corrected you, by the way.
And then in character, apologies. They are someone we can deal with once we have dealt with this outsider. We have a few bars still to go, I assume?
I think mine's next. He looks over to Megara.
It sure is.
We need
Wonderful.
to extract information from Roz. We need to get motives out of her. We need to see if there's something we can use against her.
So what do you suggest? I know you. You don't tell these things if you don't have a plan in mind. That's a waste of time and you don't like that.
First, we're gentle. We start by asking. And we have people in our group who can do that. And he looks over at Adelaide and also at Rainier. If the soft gloves don't work, and then he moves his gaze over to Megara, we become less gentle.
Oh, I would be careful with that. The Ivory Tower wouldn't send a chump here.
The Ivory Tower doesn't have to know anything.
Oh, what the Ivory Tower knows is not my concern if things get out of hand. But you do.
I don't want to do me. I want to do what is best for our group. And I want us to be in accord with this. Is this a course
And
of
to do
action that
what's
we
best
could all
for our
find
city.
ourselves in?
Adelaide, we
nice.
are what is best for the city.
And I, of course, want what's best for my gracious hosts. So my skills are at your disposal.
I look over at Adelaide. It's good that you mentioned the city. It's good that we need to keep that in mind, that we want to stand united. She is not of this city. We need to
She's
show
a
that we're strong
problem.
as a city. So, Rainier, if our next stop
Yes.
is your place, your choice of club, do we have a place there where we can sit and have a conversation with Roz?
I think so. If you don't mind, though, I would like to let loose a little there, especially. He gets serious again for about 10 seconds, because it's a bit suspicious if suddenly, all of a sudden, I grow interested in her in my territory, so to speak. So I would suggest that he looks over at Adelaide. You talk to her during this. This is not your place. The two of you are not interested in it, so it's only natural that you bond over your dislike of it.
Very well.
While I'm
Sounds
just
like-
out there enjoying myself and later on apologizing to her.
Sounds like an excellent plan. I will make sure that our tag-along Madeline has a bit of a tutor in me. I shall keep a bit of
How you say it? She's teasing you.
Adelaide.
I
And
hear
he
that laughs
actually-
again.
Like, there's this short moment where he just quickly looks at Adelaide's into the eyes, and there's actually a bit of a smile on Maxime's face. He's not the type to smile a lot. Rainier does all of that for him, and
I don't smile. I have Rainier to do that for me.
and he just, at that remark of Adelaide, he just smirks quickly and then says, "Very well then. I'm glad."
Did I just see you smile, Maxi?
There are still moments in my existence that warrant a smile, and this is one. And he raises the champagne glass to his coterie.
Rainier takes the glass, raises it to a successful night.
So, we are walking through the streets to the next location. Rainier, tell us what this place looks like.
It also looks a bit like a British pub, just not as overt, shall we say. It's pretty hipsterish, with I don't know the English word at the moment. It escapes me. With a brick and mortar wall, with sports and band posters on the walls. There's a live band playing. It has burgers that cost upwards to 30 euros. That kind of place.
Oh God.
And
It's a
when
sports
Ranier
bar.
gets in, I'm betting there are some people he knows, and he, reaches out, shakes their hand, is all smiles. Hey, good to see you. How are you doing? How's the kid? How's the family?
Megara, as you walk in, you take you're the last one to walk in, and you take a quick look around the street. And you see someone walking in the direction that you came from. Maybe a good kilometer. No, that's really far. I'm still learning metric. Maybe a few meters, 10 meters away. Okay. I was never even good in the Imperial system, and now I gotta learn a whole new one.
10 yards away?
Yeah, you
1,000?
see someone who is a familiar face to you, an unfriendly familiar face, someone who's a little obsessed with you. What does your stalker angel look like?
Oh God. So they are always dressed in something different, but very raver-like. So it's very much like tech wear. So it's a lot of belts hanging from everything, and like a lot of black or something like silver holographic. And then they have this big mask on, like full face covering mask, that is black and pink and has a circle in the middle that's lighting up, like basically like a ring light. And you can see like smoke coming out of it. Yeah, because they just hit the vape. That's why. And so they are walking on the street.
Yeah, like sort of. They were walking behind you, and as you kind of look, they sort of stop, and then like a moment later, keep walking, like as if they just noticed you, and like there's a hand that comes up, and they begin walking towards you.
They begin walking towards me.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I turn to whoever's going in front of me. I'm thinking that would be Adelaide, who sticks close.
Probably, yeah.
Knowing
Knowing our interactions.
Yes. I think I look at Adelaide and I just go on ahead. I'll be right there.
Are you sure you don't need company?
I'm quite fine. Thank you.
All right. She kisses you on the cheek. See you inside.
They are so cute.
And then I turn around to Angel. What?
Nick, hi. Didn't expect to see you here.
You did.
Did I? No, it's always a surprise to see you. How are you?
Worse now.
Oh, come on. Like, we had good times, huh? We could, have good times again.
We had one good time.
Yes, we could make it too.
Angel, I am on very, very important business tonight. I cannot have you here. You need to go, or I will make you. Do you understand?
Megara, go ahead and roll intimidation and
Thank you.
manipulation.
Thank you.
Don't forget, you can always blood surge if you want to add an extra die. Rouse the blood.
I do, actually. So do I make a rouse check for that?
You do. You make a rouse check first.
Do I not have Dawn? I do have Dawn. I want to throw my Daunt up.
Okay. Daunty, super naughty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you
I'll
explain
throw my
to
Daunt
newbie
up.
what that means?
So Daunt is the opposite of awe. What you have is awe, and it attracts people towards you. Daunt is basically
Fuck off.
like, it's like fuck off, but also it's like
Away.
it's the anime thing where like a black shadow of fire appears around you.
You know, the skull
Okay,
behind
okay,
you
okay.
while you smile.
Yeah, and it's like I always see it as a JoJo reference where it's like my stand appearing behind me, or, aka like a second person who's bigger and stronger than me appearing beside me and being very
Even bigger
threatening.
and stronger than Megara. Holy shit.
Yes.
So
Just picturing Adelaide trying to do that, being like,
So you get to add your presence to any
Yes.
intimidation roll.
That's one more. And you said
Blood
rouse the blood,
surge?
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rouse
I
it.
really want her to fuck off, so
I really want your hungers.
fuck. No, well, there it goes. So
So you won't have an extra hunger on this one, but on this intimidation roll, but the next ones.
yes.
And you do get the extra die, of course.
Yes.
Your
So,
hunger goes up. The
manipulation.
blood
Wait.
within Megara boils just a little bit.
So
She
intimidation,
boosts her supernatural presence.
manipulation with 2 extra dice then.
Intimidation, manip.
Yes. Submit, please. I would like to willpower that, if I can.
Willpower, spending a willpower point to re-roll 3 non-hunger
3 of them.
dice.
Yes. Name of the roll. Name of the roll is fuck off.
Oh, shit!
Oh, yes.
Drink, everyone! That's a messy critical!
Oh, you turned it
Cheers.
into one.
and fun fact, I ran out of alcohol, so I'm switching to water.
I'm also doing
That's probably better.
Honestly, yes.
that. Okay. Okay.
This is fun. I like it when things
It
go
tastes a
on.
little bit like beer, but
And
whatever.
it feels like it's very fitting to have a messy critical at this point. This
Yes.
feels very fitting for the scene.
I think so too.
Mhm.
So with a messy critical, your character gains 1 or more stains. You may do a monstrous action here. Maybe breaches the masquerade. Let's pick one of those, huh?
It might. I mean, I think that if a monstrous action like happens on the street, it might just breach the masquerade.
Mhm.
Which Megara would be very embarrassed about, but you know.
It could breach the masquerade, but I will also go to. I'm gonna say, what if we stain it in a way that touches on one of our chronicle tenets? Suffering is beneath us. You are
Oh.
Meg is suffering with the presence of this person who is non-consensually interrupting her night-to-night life.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like this act, this messy critical, it comes from a place of suffering. Is that okay?
That sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, I can still make it kind of messy by saying that, I don't know, like hair appears on the back of her hands, or that her teeth grow a little sharper, like all of them. stuff like that, like her gangrelness comes out, you know.
But then, how does this also stain your conscience, and potentially lower your humanity at the end of this night?
I mean, for sure that she is indeed suffering, and that suffering should be beneath her, but also that her gangrelness coming out, that is shameful. Especially when she is in a Camarilla community where her clan doesn't belong. She now is like showing that even more. That a gangrel's not supposed to be here, you know.
Hey, what do you say to Angel?
I said what I said. I have very important business. I cannot have you here. If you don't leave, I'll make you. And so I think then the daunt comes up, and the hair appears on the back of her hands, and she just goes, "You will not ruin my night."
Angel cowers beneath their mask, and like takes several steps back.
I'm sorry. I just, you just, even now, I can't. I'm sorry.
And they run off screaming and stomping very loudly. I'm imagining they're wearing like these like thick platform boots.
Oh, absolutely.
With like the buckles all the way up to the knees. Several tourists kind of like stop and look, and they see you and they're like, "Woo!" and they quickly look away. Like, I didn't see anything. That's okay. We'll just cross over to the other side of the screen and not deal with that.
And you can hear her. Well, everyone's inside, but like the people who are close can hear her kind of like.
Oh, it's probably better for Rainier that he doesn't hear this.
And she gets herself to, like, turns around to the door of the club, kind of gets herself together, like, and then just goes inside, ashamed, with her tail between her legs.
Rainier, where are we sitting?
Since he's there quite often, I think he knows the best table and maybe can get the barkeep to make it free for them if it isn't already. You know, a bit off next to the stage where the band is playing, but somewhat isolated. So you hear the band playing, others don't hear you necessarily, and they don't see you as much. Bit hidden from you.
Okay.
And Adelaide, just to point out, has positioned herself so that she can see the front door and is waiting for Meg to get back inside with them.
Roz sighs. This is quaint.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. Love it.
Well, I quite like it here. So come on, have a seat, have a good time. Ooh, I guess there's a live band playing at the moment. I mean, I described it, but...
It's fine, I can hear you just fine. It's nice to be able to take a load off, as it were. Rest my heels. Oh. I guess you come here often? Considering your work, Rainier, I didn't think this would be your kind of place.
Oh, there's people who partake in what I offer everywhere. You know, these people around here, he gestures broadly at the room. They drink tap beer, they wear economically fair clothes, they drive electric vehicles, but at the end of the day, they snort coke off a toilet seat that's been farmed by Bolivian slaves. Nobody gives a shit. These people are just as bad as anyone else, really, but the difference is they have even more money.
Money is good. Money is what we like. She
Money
turns her...
makes the world go round, doesn't it?
She turns her head to Maxime. We haven't had a chance to speak yet. Maxime, what is it that you do exactly?
I am representative of my clan in this city, being brought up in the grand tradition of the clan of mages.
Mm-hmm. She like looks around a little like, really? Here?
In our modern zeitgeist, a mention of a mage here and there probably makes them think we're speaking of some new movie or something. We're not discussing full rituals now, are we?
Yes, but the Ivory Tower is coming down pretty hard on those who plant. Just a
And
comment.
you see his eyes darting around. You make a fair assessment there. We need to be safe and secure in these troubling times, which is the reason you are here. Is it not?
Of course.
There's worries, concerns for our safety.
As there are all over Europe at this point. I mean, what happened in London a few years ago was just dreadful, and who knows what the rest of the United Kingdom is looking like right now. And don't mention Brexit. Ugh.
Tell me, Roz, did you come here of your own choosing, or is this fully within the duty you bear towards the Ivory Tower?
Smiles. At this point, like the bartender comes over and places, Rainier. What did you order for the table?
Let me see. I could have thought about it earlier, now that you mention it. Probably something really, really hipsterish. I'm just gonna Google some really hipsterish stuff.
My first thought was jalapeno beers.
That's just gross.
One of the bars in the town I lived in the US had that.
In my college town, in the hipster bar, it was really common for hipsters to put like olives in the beer.
Okay, that looks good. Let's say Death in the Afternoon, which is a mix of absinthe and champagne.
Ooh,
Also
I love
mine.
that. I want that now.
It looks pretty good, actually.
I
So,
love that. Give
Rainier,
it to me right now in this hand.
Yes. As the waiter puts them down, Roz lifts it up and says, "Oh, this looks cute."
It's the spécialité de la maison, if you will. And he takes his glass, raises it, and acts like he's drinking a small sip.
Santé. Meg, you're coming in at this point. Her back's to you, so she doesn't notice. As she's saying, to answer your question, Max, can I call you Max?
I have been given the name Maxime, and I intend you to lose all the letters of it. It's Maxime.
Okay, Maxime. Maxime to the maximum, it seems.
Just Maxime.
To answer your question, I've always adored the Mediterranean. I've been in Rome for the last several years, as mentioned, but when the opportunity passed by my way to see a new part of this beautiful sea, I jumped. I've visited the Côte d'Azur before. Everyone knows Cannes is just the best place to vacation. And Nice is nice. A tad touristy. Too many fat families with children for my taste, but it's still a beautiful city.
Isn't
Rome.
everywhere touristy these days? Seems there are more and more people, and we know what to do with.
Well, I suppose that's good for us. Best to, stay away from the local fare, as it were. Hmm?
Accidents happen on vacations.
Exactly. Is
So
that
you were in Rome. Rome was. How long did you stay in Rome?
I was there for several years, serving the court there in the best of my capacity.
And if there's anything that you learned from your time in Rome, what would be the one lesson you would take to any other city, to the people there?
Maxime,
Mm.
can you roll
Mm.
manipulation and leadership?
Ooh.
And during this whole conversation, I'm just, being an expert in body language, I'm just assessing her, trying to see if she's telling the truth, if she's hiding anything, all of that.
Okay, Adelaide, at the same time, I will ask you for a roll of wits and
Okay.
insight.
Can
Okay,
I?
what's my other 4?
Can
Rennie
I-
is actually gonna try the same thing with his specialty tap the secret vein, which would give me 2 extra die if you allow it.
Okay, go
to
for it.
find if someone is keeping a secret.
Can I blood search before I roll?
Yes, you
Can
can.
I-
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rouse check.
Dropped one
Rouse
of the
check.
books.
Rouse check failed. My hunger goes up to 2. So
Good.
I would rouse check for that as well, actually.
and it
Why
was
do I
leader.
keep rolling so well?
How many successes do you get?
Mm, +1 hunger. I'm
I have
already
5 out of
vanquishing.
7 successes.
7.
Wow.
Okay,
Not
shit.
bad.
5 total successes.
Okay.
I rolled 7 dice because I have a
5
lot
out of
with the
7.
things you told me to roll.
You did feed the bar.
Good roll, Maxine.
I forgot 1 die, actually. I'm just gonna roll that manually. Ah, no success.
Yeah, right, Rainier. That's also like
Yeah.
5 successes for you. Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Really good. Beautiful.
I think between the 2 of us, Adelaide, we just know everything about her
And
now.
I got 3 successes on my manipulation plus leadership roll.
Okay.
And I'm here.
You're just here looking good.
Ah,
And can we say that with that roll, I'm also like assessing Meg as she comes in?
yeah, you definitely pick up the Meg's shook.
Mm.
And you see like the hair like receding back into her skin and like the big shadow like dying down.
Oh,
She looks
Maxine,
very distressed.
I positively adore your question. I have learned that it's very important for the regular people, the peasantry, if you will, to see us, and I mean all of us, even and like she like looks up as Meg comes up, even you, my dear driver, to see all of us in the positions of power that we truly belong in. But things being as they are, it's important to ever, more than ever, keep our day lives and our night lives separate. Listen, she pulls out her clutch and like inside she pulls out like a very, very, very small, like a flip phone. She says, when one cannot disconnect, she like waves it and then puts it back in her clutch. One cannot disconnect from the reality of the world as it is tonight, but it's important to do so with caution and moderation. Do any of you carry smartphones?
Yes.
Sure do.
Brave.
Mine is at home. It's where Alex messages me and I'm just like, oh no, that technology.
Brave of you to carry one, and brave of you to admit that to me. It is something that the tower is another thing that the tower is coming down on. No smartphones. Nothing trackable.
You will find that I'm not going to say vampires. The people of Nice have a certain bravery to them. One that also is essential to the bonds between us.
I hope to
That's my
learn.
friend.
I hope to learn many things about the people and the bonds between them. So, Adelaide and Rainier, you know that she is dancing around. She was not definitely, as much as she was like, oh, what a great question, Maxime. She was not inspired by it or anything. She was just like, okay, great opportunity for me to showboat a little bit. And Adelaide, you can definitely tell that as much as you and Rainier are trying to like block her, engage her, her eyes are darting about to all four of you and trying to take in as much information as possible. She's doing the exact same thing.
Rainier nods, and eventually he gets up. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna burn off some steam. And he goes to the band and tips them really well and asks them to play Hotel California by the Eagles.
Okay.
Lovely. That's when I
He's
take a seat.
And he's gonna dance to it. I'll just roll for my own oral entertainment for this. You know, he's not... would you allow me to roll charisma performance for this? Because he's not trying to dance, you know, technically well, just, you know, moving with the music.
Go for it.
Playing air guitar, lip syncing. And this is actually...
Do you want a blood search on that?
Actually, no, but I think I have a lot of die in that because when I have a specialty, it adds 1 die to it, right?
Yes.
And I have presence awe, so yeah, that's a lot of dice. I just hope I don't do something stupid here.
Just pull the attention from all the mortals away from us, so we can have a little.
Yeah, I think he manages.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, moving with the music, playing air guitar, especially during the solo.
I find a good
We
song.
weren't joking about that being a lot of dice. Holy cow.
Yep. That's my second highest roll I think I can pull off.
No, I don't have. There's too many songs in here. Way too many songs in here. She sort of like watches and she's like, okay, well, good for him, I suppose. And everyone starts like the rest of the group starts like the rest of the bar starts like cheering and waving and enjoying themselves as well. But it's not the best cover, But this band has been here before, and they've probably done this before as well.
He likes that song and he tips well, so yeah, likely.
Meg, you sit down, and Roz looks over at you. Everything okay?
Of course, my lady. Nothing to worry about.
My lady. So chivalrous.
As I am supposed to.
Well, I like it.
Good.
Adelaide, you've been so quiet this evening.
Oh, we're not exactly in my scene, as it were.
I have to say, this place is not... I mean, even the last place was more... had more flavor. Here, this is
I could
not my crowd either.
not to worry. We will eventually get to something much more palatable, as it were.
I hope so.
My coterie tend to be a little bit more flamboyant, as it were, than I am.
I can tell you're an understated grace.
Oh, absolutely.
So how long have you been in Nice?
Long enough.
You're not ready to make a change, are you?
Oh, no, not at all. I love it here.
I have to say, when I heard a fellow Rose was living in Nice, I was quite surprised that there even was the position of Harpy open. Did you not have interest in it yourself?
I have many tasks. Some of them require my undivided attention, and it just seems like such a bother to me.
Well, when you say it put it like that, I'm a little surprised.
Not to say anything against you, of course.
Well, it's just that your sire had very glowing words of praise about you when I spoke with them.
Well, they do like me and my art.
They expected great things of you, Addie. I do too. But if you're not willing to put in the work...
It is Adelaide, not Addie.
There's no one like a nickname here.
Oh, if Ranier were to be hearing that, he'd be like, oh, tell me about it.
Well, Megara pipes up actually. She goes, "Well, my friends call me Meg. At least I would at least I would if I had any friends."
Oh, you've got a friend in me, dear.
Very kind of you, my lady.
Of course, Meg. Makes me happy. Well, Meg, I think we're ready for the next bar.
I think we are too.
I'm not quite sure if Rainier is quite ready for it yet. And I look over on the dance floor.
And he's still, doing the air guitar, but if enough people look at him from his table, he's just gonna, bow out to the people who've been looking at him. Thank you, you've been a great audience and all that. Have fun, tip the band, enjoy.
Can I also
Adelaide's just sitting there
thinking,
you weren't performing. She's not saying anything, but she's just like, you weren't the one performing. You were just awkwardly in the crowd.
Look, being a good member of the crowd is also a kind of performance.
There you go.
That's true.
Until you are just like, thank you, you've been a great audience.
What can I say? Rainier loves being the center of attention.
Can I also assume that Madeline has been with this tense conversation where basically everyone was just verbally throwing daggers at each other, and Madeline is just sitting there looking
She's like
at
holding
these,
her drink,
It's just like, what did I get into?
Yep, exactly.
The
Perfect.
sooner
Love
she
it.
learns, it's not gonna get better from there on out, kid.
We quickly go back to the car and sort of do a side swipe as we pull up to the next destination.
Which is Maxime's bar.
It is.
Mm.
This is also in. So I think the street is a little bit bigger. It's outside of Old Nice, but not far in the direction of Côte de Nice. And the heart. Okay. I was like, I know what that means. I know what that means. Because I was thinking of the Sacré-Cœur in Paris.
The
So
Sacred Heart.
beautiful church,
There you go.
wonderful views.
Absolutely.
You can easily find a spot as we pull up in front of the next location. Maxime, what does this place look like?
So the unfortunately named YOLO bar is a wine bar, and I would assume that at this time of night, it's already fairly late or early, however you want to see it. I'm assuming we spent like at least an hour at the places we've been to, so it's at least like 2 in the morning or 2 at night at this point. So the YOLO wine bar, most of its customers usually don't come here that late, so there's not many people left here, but it's still open. The waiters are already cleaning some of the tables, but are also happy to see 6 people still entering at this time. The bar itself is very dimly lit. Most of the lights here are turned low, and just behind the bar itself, the rack with all of the bottles and everything, that's illuminated by some backlight. And at this time, I would say it has a bit of like an orange color to it, easy on the eyes and easy to slink into some shadowy places here in the bar. The bar itself is tuned to a playlist that plays some very easy listening jazzy music at this point. And I would say at this time in the night, there's not many other people here in the bar. Compare it with the first 2 bars we've been to. The music is low. It's easy to hear each other at this point, and there's not many strobosphere lights or anything. It's very easy on the eyes at this point. And Maxime would be leading the group to a table somewhere in a corner where we have a seat for all 6 of us, and wave to one of the waiters and just have a bottle of wine and some glasses put at the table.
Wow.
I hope this is
Oh, go for it.
I hope this is more to your liking, Ross.
This is quite nice. I'm a little surprised at the name of the place.
It is a
But-
terrible name.
But it's calm. One can actually have a decent conversation. Although it is a little. I might use it if I hope you wouldn't mind if I use any of these places in the future for personal use.
I do not eat often here, so don't worry about having a dinner or 2 here. Just don't cause any bad reviews.
From what I understand, the 4 of you manage the majority of Nice. There isn't really a separation of domains. Am I correct?
True.
About right, yes.
How has it come to be that the 4 of you work so well together as a team? Surely you have some sort of history, maybe.
Well, we have everything, don't we? The brains, the society, the mastermind behind it all, and the guns.
As many good corporations, it might have started out of necessity, but it grew into more than that.
Well spoken. Rainier raises his glass. It wasn't always easy, mind you, but we learned to trust one another.
For the most part, at least.
Of course.
As far as you should trust a snake, I know. I heard it all before.
I'm sure you have. I'll be open when I say that a part of the tower's concern is that the management of the city is left to those whose allegiances might be in question. She looks at Rainier and she turns and looks at Megara. And at that point, Madeline, who's actually sitting next to Roz, goes, I'm sorry, but allegiance? What else is there but the tower? And Roz almost huh? What?
Well,
How dare you question me?
She's more where the fuck did you come from?
who is that?
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing, but there is more than just the tower out there, little bat.
I like that nickname.
Other groups whose lineages would have your allegiances be questioned.
Please talk in clear terms to the fledgling. There are anarchs.
Rebels, yes.
People who are against the Camarilla. People who think the Camarilla have no power in their domain, of course. I mean...
Quite frankly, I find the whole anarch vibe to be completely... What's the word I'm looking for? False. Incorrect. If you don't want to be a part of the tower, then go. You don't need to fight us. We're not I don't know, the Death Star or something. It's, quite frankly, ridiculous that they would brand themselves as anti-tower. Just do your thing.
Megara shoots Rainier a look.
Rainier grins and shakes his head a little. Actually, we all know what it's like to get angry sometimes. To them, it's a political statement. They don't want it to exist. They don't see the necessity. And so if they can't have it, well, off to hell with it. I'm sure you're not surprised that I have my contacts to these people. After all, a lot of my...
Family?
What's the word I'm looking for? A lot of my kind associate with them.
Most of them, from what I understand.
Absolutely.
Change from days of yore.
It's due to what we preach, really.
Roz, you are aware of the happenings all over Europe about the things that happened in places like London, and I've heard rumors out of other countries, what is happening there. Are these truly the times where we're going to differentiate too much between philosophical disagreements? I do think that if you're worried about members of different allegiances working together with us to still keep stability, the thing that the tower and that my line is about as well, you might be picking the wrong battles.
You know, that's what the court in Prague thought as well. And then the rebels slinked in.
Slunk.
Slinker.
Slunk in. What a weird word.
Slinkity slunk slunk slunk.
The rebels slunk in and exploded the court, the church. And now the, what is it called? The entity. He looks at all of you. You haven't heard of the entity?
No,
Have we heard of the entity?
I don't know, have you? That is a good question.
Megara probably doesn't know. Does not. Has
This
not.
would be, I'm gonna call it politics
Please call it politics.
and intelligence.
Yeah, Megara doesn't know.
I'll also allow occult instead of politics.
Oh yes, please call it occult.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Occult and intelligence, you say?
Mhm.
Okay.
This is the fewest dice I've rolled so far.
I'm not rolling anything. Get out of here.
Oh, there we go. There
Oh,
we go.
Nice.
oh.
I got 1 success and 2 failures, and the 2 failures were on the blood dice, if that
Oh.
means anything.
Yeah.
But
Only-
neither of them were
But
ones.
neither of
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on my
Holy
intelligence and
shit.
occult.
Nice.
Maxime. Sorry, Adelaide. Maxime, you know about the entity. They are a secret society of Vatican super agents that are hunting vampires across Europe.
And when Ross mentions Prague, would I also know the specific incident?
Yes.
she-
You know that in the last several weeks, we're going to say, over the summer, basically, because this is the last week of August. So over the summer,
Mhm.
there was an incident in Prague where the prince's court, the prince was exploded during court. And so there's a big church cathedral in Prague that has a name, I'm sorry. That was exploded. That's where they were holding court. And so the knights now in Prague have become an all-out war between the anarchs and the Camarilla, and the entity has moved in as a sort of anti-terrorism force, and are using that as an opportunity to lock down Prague and hunt out all vampires, regardless of sect. Masquerade Blood Hunt, Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt is the video game that covers this. That's the Fortnite Vampire the Masquerade game.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't call it the
Maxime,
Fortnite battle royale.
I mean-
it's a battle royale.
I'm old. And I don't
God.
know any better.
It's called a battle royale.
It was my first battle
Called
royale, and
Blood
I sucked. And I was like, I wish I was better at
Okay.
this.
okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
Hey, let's get you to bed.
So the entity.
Maxime hears Roz mention the entity, and he leans back, and he goes into his analytical thinking mode. And once Roz is done speaking, he says,
Hey, everyone, hydrate.
Oh.
Thank you, Hedgehog.
"That's not what he says, but thank you for mentioning."
Thank you.
He says, "So you are afraid that is going to happen here in in Nice as well?"
Yes, the prince in Prague and the rest of the primogens there thought, okay, why not just business as usual, allow anyone of any clan to come in and pledge loyalty to the tower, and look what happened there. Now the entity is locking down the city, and no kindred is safe.
So you are doubting the
Ranier
trust
wants
and-
to. Sorry, I'm just gonna. But in there, Ranier wants to very closely observe her there. Is she telling the truth, or is she withholding something?
He is definitely telling the truth.
All right.
You may be learning this news, but like I would say, if anything, this is the most earnest she's been all night.
Huh.
So
That's
you are
interesting.
saying that no matter the kind of achievements and contributions members of my coterie have made to the security and stability of Nice, they have the potential of causing it all to collapse? Just because they are from different families?
That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, though, that we need to be very careful about what type of kindred we choose to work with.
And that implies that we might not be careful so far. And he's like, what you notice is, especially the coterie members would notice, is that Maxime is getting agitated by the implication here. And
No, yeah.
he's just trying to like put his eyes somewhere where he's not looking at anyone in the face, and he's just speaking without really looking at anyone. All of these people at this table, well, except for Madeline yet, and
No offense,
and you,
Madeline.
Sorry.
and you, Roz, no need to apologize. All of these people here have proven their loyalty multiple times, capabilities, and their support for our ideals. If you want to come here and be part of our success, you should accept that.
Loyal? To whom? The tower? Or Corentin?
To each other and to our city. To the continuation of our people.
As I said before, my loyalty lies with those I owe thanks for. This is not an individual, this is the structure I currently benefit from.
Meg?
Meg doesn't really say anything. She's chewing on this toothpick that is harder than normal. And then she goes, I have nothing to add. All I have to add is security to this city.
Which is plenty, my darling.
Thanks.
She like stretches a little bit. Well, certainly been an illuminating conversation.
Would you like to freshen up a little bit before we go to our final destination? They have very well illuminated bathrooms here. Maybe you want to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Adelaide is going to show us one magnificent place, and I would not want our guest to not look at their best there.
I do want to help Maxime in this and like kind of point at her, and I go, yeah, there's a bit of mascara right underneath your eye.
Of course.
And Madeline, dear, you seem to have missed a spot.
No, I think, Maddie, dear, why don't you come with? Let's get to know each other. She stands up and walks in the direction of the hallway or the bathroom.
All right, it's just the four of us at the table.
Yes.
I think what that means is that Megara grabs Maxime's forearm and just goes, "You are risky territory here.
I know. And I
like it.
apologize for bringing you all on that territory.
Very bold, Maxime.
Rainier very briefly looks a bit almost ticked off, but then his usual smile returns. Well, I almost didn't recognize you there, Maxie. Seems like you grew a pair.
She cannot ignore our achievements.
Oh, she very much can. This is the politics of the Ivory Tower you all have seen for so long. Seniority is everything. It doesn't mean what you got, what you achieved. I'm sorry. It's just that this sometimes ticks me off, and you, I'm sorry to say that pretending that it isn't so doesn't help.
She wants to make us very aware of that through technicalities, we are not united. Through technicality, since we are of different blood, we are not under the same banner. But tell me, we are under the same banner, are we not?
Of course we are, Maxie. Of course we are.
Have we not shown that time and time and time again? We will show that too. But, and again, he looks very serious and he actually lowers his glasses for a little bit. He has actually kind of pretty hazel eyes, but he narrows them as the light hits it. You can't lose your temper. She is waiting for that. And if you do again, and if you tell her, he puts his sunglasses up again, how it is again, then you might very well put our entire success, everything we've done, in jeopardy. Remember
Every
that.
night she is going to be here, Rainier, is going to put everything into jeopardy. We have the prince. That is easily, at least for some of us, controlled, but she won't be.
Don't you think I know that? But if you give her any reason to doubt that we are not an immediate, and I must stress that word, danger. You know how the Ivory Tower acts, don't you? It's not that she herself is dangerous, she might be, but it's what or whom she has behind her that's dangerous.
Rainier has a point.
We still have one more location to go, don't we?
Exactly. And I'm not saying that you are acting unwise. I am saying that you must continue acting like I know you. We can't slip up. We can't fuck up now, because if we do, then our ass will be served on a platter to the Ivory Tower, and we are lucky if the rest of us is still attached.
I'm sorry.
He smiles
just
again.
apologize.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We'll get through. We always do, don't we?
Adelaide reaches out to grab Maxime's hand if he allows her.
Absolutely.
Okay. We can do this so long as we stay united. We just need to have each other's backs.
Randy raises his glass. Well said.
I just don't think that she should see too much of the city anymore.
No, she absolutely shouldn't.
I think you are right.
So when we have the opportunity, we've been polite so far. If the opportunity offers itself, I think we should take the gloves off.
Meaning?
Hotel Negrescu is beautiful. Let's enjoy that. treat you to that. And then we still have a few hours till dawn. We might want to go look at some of the stars.
And what of Madeline? She continues to tag along. She complicates things.
I told her tonight will be a lesson. It will show her allegiance.
Rainier nods. She will have to learn things like that sooner or later if she's gonna survive as one of us. Might as well rip the band-aid off now.
Maxime, I didn't know you had all this in you.
I would rather not. But this person vexes me.
And me. I stand up. I offer a hand to Adelaide, of course, to help her out.
He releases Maxime's hand and reaches out.
Pulls you up. I will wait. I guess we will wait for Roz and Madeline to return. And then we go.
The car pulls out, and the interior of the limo is tense. I think this is a good place to end tonight's session.
No way.
It's an excellent place.
Your expertise.
But I want the camera one last time to glance on each of your faces. And I want you to tell us how you feel, what your face reveals to the camera.
I think Mega's face is exactly as mine. Smiling. But you don't see her do a lot. But she does. And she feels excited about the pretense of what will happen. She is delighted to finally be of service.
Maxime is sitting in the passenger seat, and he's again looking out of the window at the street lights, but his body is tense. He still has the voice of the prince in his head. Whatever discipline they have worked on him, having still a bit of lingering in there, conflicting with his anger at Roz in the backseat. And it's that cocktail of emotions that is just having all of his muscles tensed up as he's making sure he's just staring out of the window. He just doesn't want anyone to look into his eyes right now.
Adelaide is serious, but she doesn't want anyone being Roz or Madeline to know, and so she pretends that all is well and they're just out having a lovely time. It's a little bit tense, but she's a socialite. She knows how to diffuse the tension.
Rainier actually doesn't smile, which is always a giveaway that something is nagging at him. He is tense as well, nervous in a way, and he's thinking in many different directions at the same time. Basically, he in his mind, he's playing chess against a vastly superior opponent, while his opponent can see the playing field and he cannot. He's very nervous, although he would never admit to that.
Okay. And the camera pans up, and we see the promenade lit with palm trees and lights, and then up into the stars. Now, before we end tonight's session, one of our characters has taken a stain. Megara, you have a 7 humanity?
I do.
Okay. So you have 1 stain. So we check off the rightmost box, which means that there are 2 boxes that are empty in between your humanity and the checked one. If that makes sense. So now you roll 2 dice. See if your humanity stays. Or if that shame. You want to feel the shame. If you truly feel the shame, then your humanity stays what it is.
Okay, so this is a remorse test?
It is.
Then?
Exactly.
You need 1 success in order to feel bad about the way you treated Angel earlier.
I have 1 success.
Ray.
So, humanity stays the same for now.
Good.
Maybe next time we'll see some degeneration.
Hey.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Woo.
Hepcats.
Thanks to my fellow players here for participating in this.
This is so fun. Oh my
Oh.
Hi, vampires
I'm
in
so
Vino.
excited.
Thank you for joining us today or saying hello.
Oh, hi.
Well,
Hello there.
Hello.
wonderful to see you.
Hello.
We're wrapping up our stream for today, but
Wow.
yeah, thank you for gracing us with
Hi.
your presence.
That's crazy.
We've been
Politics.
we've been playing a short flight of Vampire the Masquerade set in Nice, France, on the Côte d'Azur. A Camarilla game, although we'll see how long that stays the same, because I think our coterie here might be taking out the newest Ivory Tower assigned harpy to the city next time. We'll see.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No clue. What do you mean? No, there was not.
We would never.
No.
Ever, ever.
We'll be back next Saturday with the thrilling conclusion, and the final episode of our EU Happy Hour flight. I have been the host and GM or storyteller for tonight's session. Before I do any of my plugs, though, let's meet our wonderful cast and find out where we can find out more about them as well, starting with the individual.
Yes, hello. I'm the individual, also known as Marcus, and when I'm not plotting together with my coterie to potentially kill a harpy, I am running games on other channels, especially on the Horde of Tales channel, where every Tuesday I run a D&D 5th edition Eberron game together with 4 fantastic players as they travel all through the world to collect planar items. If you like pulpy high fantasy action, chaotic players who really throw me curveballs almost every session, and also love cats, then you should tune in every Tuesday at Horde of Tales at twitch.tv/Horde of Tales. Also, big up to our storyteller Krifu over here. This is so fun to play in. This is so exciting. What a great point to stop here, and I'm really looking forward to the next session. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. And also thank you to Inez.
Hi, it's me, your friend Inez. For now, I am your friend for now. Let's see. Yeah, I've been playing Megara. It was really fun. I'm very excited for next week for her to finally use that strength. Yeah. You can find me everywhere on at Succubus Girlfriend these days. And my Twitter and TikTok are most active. Twitter is where you'll find most of the I'm going live right now, this is where I'm going things, but I will give you the rundown of where I'm going exactly. Monday is my next stream, which is right here on this channel, Manapot, where I play Starfinder, where I play Chris's Vampire, a very cool dragonkin who is very noble and knight-like, but also very loud. Who knows? We have not seen combat yet. Then this Thursday, I will be over on Lightfoot Rogue, playing more Vampire the Masquerade. I will be playing one of my favorite vampires, Letitia Dauphine, who is a Toreador, very sexy and very curious, and also wears a suit and also fights with a sword. Then I have next week Thursday, I have over on Horde of Tales, I have 12, where I play a demon called Kogmoon, who is very curious and very goblin-like, and is very cool and collects things, and all that stuff. And that's it for me, basically. I love you a lot.
Awesome. Bring it on down, Der Weltenweber.
Hi, I'm der Weltenweber, also Weaver of Worlds. I do mostly German stuff, so either if you are fluent in German, guten Abend, ich hoffe es hat Spaß gemacht, and if you are not and want to improve on your German, you are also welcome. I do streams mostly on Thursdays, sorry, I often get my days of the weeks mixed up apparently. Mostly Dungeons and Dragons at the moment. I also have a vampire group over on my YouTube channel, which just currently came back from Hamburg after they investigated what seems to be a, well, words escape me, a get-together of the Giovanni family, who apparently are scheming something. So if you want to find out what that's about, you can watch that on my YouTube channel. I have also recently started TikTok, so I have fully embraced my old man yells at cloud energy there. So check that out. And yeah, that's about it really. As I said, I have a YouTube channel. I also do a lot of GM stuff there, and I am a GM for hire. So if you like my voice or would like to have more English stuff from me, you can always hire me on my homepage, which is linked pretty much everywhere you can find me.
I've been reading through the German vampire, the World of Darkness wiki, just to see like how the terminology changes, especially because at the end of our last session, my boyfriend was like, Schatz, what's presence mean? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's it's presence. Okay, that doesn't really help me explain this.
Yeah, a lot of the translation are a bit odd, to be honest.
You just need to learn your Disziplinen before you use your Blutpunkte.
Yo.
And of course, last but not least, La Leon.
Hi, I'm a cosplayer. I do lots of cosplay streams on my channel. I'm not sure what I'll be doing cosplay-wise next week because on Monday, I'm going to be starting my monthly micro RPGs on my channel. I'm going to be playing a game called To the Bitter End with my friend Dungeon Delves here on my channel. It's at 7:30 Central European, so that's 1:30 Eastern in the US. We are playing Bitter Rivals, and it's this 2-page RPG, very simple, and we've created a detective and a thief that are like battling each other out, and it looks really, really fun, and I'm very excited to play with them, so it'll be a good time. And then Yeah, I don't know what else I'm doing next week because I have to get a tooth pulled, so that's exciting.
Ugh.
I might sound very much like a vampire next Saturday. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to that.
Mhm.
Oh god. At least it's a molar. It's not like a front tooth or anything. But still. Yeah, that's me. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter a lot. That's me.
And then me. Like I said, I've been your host and storyteller, Crifu Bernal. You can find me online on Twitter and socials at Crifu Bernal. This has been the EU Happy Hour, a typically one shot or a flight in this case, sort of structure where I, selfishly find people from across European time zones to roleplay with. Because I want to network. Yeah, I mean, really, it's like so simple.
Lovely.
It's a fun
concept.
time.
It's really we're at a year now. I think our first EU Happy Hour was a year ago. Inez, you were there. No, Inez, you were in the third EU Happy Hour.
Yes.
And it's really like I've learned a lot. I've gotten to know a lot of different people, and our Starfinder show on Monday is indicative of that as well. So thank you, Vampires and Vino and High Sen of Games. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like I'm trying to do a service. I'm literally just trying to get to know people myself.
Getting to know people is so much fun.
It's so
very,
good.
very fun.
That's true.
Speaking of getting to know people, we're gonna raid out now to Vancouver by night. So please stay tuned for some more World of Darkness, most likely. It says tabletop RPG, so I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna guess they're doing vampire. It could be anything, I suppose.
Maybe it's
sounds
even in
about right.
Vancouver.
And then and then make sure you come back on Saturday next week for the thrilling conclusion of the Nice Chronicle, Côte d'Azur. We haven't really named the chronicle. Oh, wow.
Well, let's do that now.
Thank you,
It's a nice
everyone.
chronicle SS.
See you then.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I'm